And so I could do that on my way into work in the morning if that fit my schedule. So often I would do that. And I would, if I had like a week where I had a lot of sample shopping to do, I knew that one day, okay, I could say to my boss, look, I'm going to do that first on my way to work, and then I'll come in after that. And she was absolutely cool with that. And it just felt like it was much more flexible. And then when I left and went to Neil's Yard, I negotiated my hours so that I didn't have to. So I did 10 till 6 rather than 9 till 5 so that I could miss rush hour because
Yeah.
I hated doing that commute and like being squashed on the tube. And so I always negotiated with those sorts of things. And then I think with Neil's Yard, I left 3 times or 4 times. And every time I left and they asked me to come back, I renegotiated my hours. So I was actually doing less and less and less. And then I started my own business in 2003 properly. That's when I started Time Bomb, the retail business. And so at the time I was running that business, and my partner at the time was sort of doing the shop floor stuff, and I was still working for Neil's Yard. And then I gradually dropped my hours and dropped my hours, and then I left it eventually completely and went into the business full time. And that was probably 2004. So
Okay.
yeah, it was like it was dipping my toe in and out and then back in, but I think I always had that in me.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because I worked for a guy called Benny Gray who ran the space organization. And it was Alfie's Antiques, Gray's Antiques, Canalot Production Studios, Big Peg in Birmingham, lots of creative centres with lots
Mm.
of people working in them. And I absolutely loved the whole creative thing. But he was brilliant because he never, as you said, he never micromanaged me. He never, if I got in 5 minutes late, it wasn't a big deal, or 10 minutes early, or even I used to work evenings sometimes if needed, and then I'd have a day off, and as long as the job got done and I kept moving forward. And he used to have this amazing system where you'd send him an email on Friday afternoon, and it was what worked, what didn't, and what's changing. And still use that to keep myself on track now. But if bosses realised how much more they got out of entrepreneurial types and how little we need to keep us happy, in terms of not feeling like you're in a prison, or you're constrained by having to be there at a certain time or having to travel at a certain time, and just the stuff that makes entrepreneurs feel like they're in prison.